how old you are, where you're from, your horse's name, and how it feels when you go ahead.
I'm Alyssa Phillips. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm 15 and I ride Exploring and it feels awesome. I mean, what more could you ask for?
I'm Brindley House. I ride Might Be Regal. I'm 17. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm just really, really excited to actually be here right now.
I'm Taylor Wood. I'm from Weatherford, Texas. I'm 17 years old. I ride on Eagle's Wings, and this is the greatest experience I've ever had.
I'm Victoria New. I ride Police vs. Mystery Ball, or Bean, because that's easier to type. And I forgot what I was supposed to say. I'm 17, and it's such a great experience to be here with such an awesome team. San Angelo, Texas.
Alright, so the same question as the other teams, just sort of one at a time go through sort of how the stadium went for you guys today, what your plan was, and sort of how it ended up executing.
Well, we went and walked this morning just after jogs with Angela Grzwinski, and it's a really impressive course when you first walk in the ring. There's a lot of big square oxers and upright verticals off of turns, and I personally was pretty intimidated, but it rode really, really nicely. It rode very forward, which is good for my horse personally, and it was a well-designed course. I think the turns really helped you with the verticals and all of those things, and I feel like we all put in pretty good rounds.
Other questions?
Oh,
gosh.
First thing I noticed when we walked the course was definitely the upright verticals, especially for a big horse like mine who's not the most agile. I knew I was really going to have to rock him back, and he was great. I had 2 unfortunate rubs, especially with the last spins, but couldn't ask for more.
Like Tori said, kind of walking the course this morning, it's my first time here kind of riding this ring, and it's pretty intimidating going out there. There's just the verticals like they mentioned, but my horse is pretty, he doesn't like to hit the fences, and I kind of felt comfortable and took comfort in that. And it just rode really nice, because, he kind of saved my butt in some places, but he just, was awesome and just put in a really good round.
The first thing I noticed is that it was really like in a big area, so my horse tends to get a little frisky and likes to go pretty fast. So I just had to keep him a little contained for the upright verticals, but it rode really nicely, and we knew it would be forward, and he really liked that, and so it was good.
Yeah, Area 5 seems to have you guys have a really big crew here this year, so how does it feel to have that sort of big team atmosphere?
And from our parents to the siblings that come along, to our grooms, to our friends that come along to support us, we just have an awesome group of people. And there's one that we decided I should mention that's a huge part of our team that didn't get to come with us this year, and that's Mr. Phillips, who's Alyssa's dad, that passed away earlier this year. We're all gonna get we decided we have a chant for us this year, and it's we won the gold for the silver, and that's what his nickname is, the Silver Fox. So he's greatly missed, and was a huge part of our team this year. I felt like he was really looking out for us. So.
We always make y'all cry.
So as the Area 5 seems to own the 1 star, do you guys feel more pressure than you think the other teams do to keep the tradition alive?
I think we did, because since we won gold last year, it was like, I felt like we kind of had to live up to the expectation of coming back and doing it again. But I mean, everyone knows that stuff happens, and I mean, they don't expect anything, and we just tried our hardest to come back and do the same thing again. I'd say Mike definitely expects it. That's why he came. So.
That's true.
guys ride with at home?
I train with Mike Huber at home and luckily as well, yeah, here as well. So.
Mike Huber and Debbie Sonato.
I train with Angela Grzwinski and Noreen Corlett at home.
Angela Grzwinski.
Other questions?
You'll give a little information on your horse, how long you've had, and if this is if you consider this your biggest accomplishment in competition.
I've had Bean about 10 months now, and I'm really lucky to get the ride on such a neat horse. I mean, he kind of fell in our laps, honestly. I had just started looking for a new horse, and he was at our barn, and I rode him and decided that he was the one for us. And we qualified at the Ocala CCI this year with a 5th place, and I thought that was huge. And so coming here and getting the opportunity to compete here and then coming home with 2 gold medals is something I never imagined happening this soon in our relationship. So I'm beyond words. I'm so excited and very appreciative of him.
I've had On Eagle's Wings for 5 years this week. I bought him just down the road in Kentucky, and it was awesome. When I got him, I had never done training. We moved up the levels together, both experiencing prelim and the FEI world for the first time together, and he's such an awesome horse. He's willing to learn and tries his hardest every time I take him out. It's such a blessing.
I've had my horse Reggie for 4.5 years, and we started down at beginner novice, and he took me my first novice, and so we've gone through all of the levels together and back down and back up again. We struggled. We've worked together as a team. We've really grown as a pair, I think. There was a time where he didn't even want to jump, a silly beginner novice fence out cross country. He'd just run the other way. So to actually be here right now and be sitting here and have, this amazing team of girls with me and, be winning gold is just something that's just so, I mean, if you had told me 4 years ago that would have happened, I just would have laughed in your face because, and it's just, this is definitely the biggest show that I've been to, and I'm just so happy to have the horse that I do now.
I have had Digby for a year now. I bought him this time last year, and he's definitely a lot different than Dancer. He's a lot more high strung and will actually jump the jumps. And so it's just nice to be on a horse that can take you around, and you'll get the job done, and you're safe on him, and you're not like, oh, am I gonna jump that jump? I trust him, and we're still growing as a pair, and I hope by the time we come back next year that everything will be situated. But I like riding him; he's really fun.
I like that. Do you guys, if you think you'll come back next year, would you stay in the 1-star, or would you like to move up to the 2-star?
I mean, ideally, if everything works out, we'd love to move up.
In such a new partnership, I'm kind of taking things as they come, and our record is not completely consistent yet, and I'd like to wait until it is to take the next step, and I feel like I have plenty of time to do that. So.
I really have no idea where I'm going from here. I think everyone wants to move up, but you never really know if that's going to be a possibility. So, why not test the water and see what happens? But we'll just see.
I moved up I did a couple intermediates before I came here, and those went well. And so I think I'm gonna try and do the 2-star here next year. And we'll just after the show do the rest of the season up until next year intermediate and just see how it goes.